The Giants' World Championship journey started last October with a one-game wild-card matchup in Pittsburgh. Winner moves on, loser goes home. The underdog Giants silenced the PNC Park crowd with a Brandon Crawford grand slam.
And Crawford hits a high fly ball right field. It's gone! And the Giants have taken a 4-0 lead and totally silenced this crowd in Pittsburgh.
You talk about stomach punching 42,000 people. Oh, my word.
Then Madison Bumgarner did the rest as the Orange and Black beat the Pirates and a month later won their third title in 5 years. The Giants return to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates, and it's coming up next. This 7-game road trip moves on to Pittsburgh. We're at PNC Park as we get ready for Giants baseball game 1 of this 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants got news. They got some help coming with Marlon Byrd, but let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about Jake Peavy and how important this start is for him.
Well, Jake Peavy's been throwing the ball great, and this is a big start for Peavy, and it's a big start for the Giants. They're coming out of a series loss in St. Louis, playing a very good St. Louis team where you're playing a very good Pirate team as well. Peavy is going to have to keep the ball down, keep the ball in this yard. This is a live ballpark, especially to right field. And for the Giants, they're going to have to beat sink. Charlie Morton on the hill tonight for the Buccos has lots and lots of velocity, lots and lots of sink. The low ball hitters will have an advantage against him. Look for Brandon Belt to do something miraculous.
And Nori Aoki is indeed in the lineup. All right, when we come back, we will have the starting lineups, and we'll have the very first pitch of this game from PNC Park right after this.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Here we are in Pittsburgh as this road trip continues. And this is game one of a 4-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Good time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. Beautiful day here in Pittsburgh. Storm passed through this afternoon. Now it's 79 degrees. Winds at 11 miles per hour. See the humidity at 41%. And it is partly cloudy, but hardly a cloud in the sky. There's a lineup that'll be facing Charlie Morton. It'll be Blanco, Duffy, and Belt. Buster Posey, the cleanup hitter. Then it's Brandon Crawford. And you can see he's got a 13-game hitting streak going on right now. Aoki back in the lineup. Then it's Tomlinson, Lawless, and pitching is Jake Peavy.
On the hill tonight for the Pirates will be Charlie Morton, 31-year-old right-hander. In his 7th year at the big league level. This will be his done in 15 starts, 7-4 with a 4.36 ERA, 63 strikeouts against 28 walks, and 88 2/3 innings. You're going to get low to mid-90s with a fastball. He'll put big sink on it. He'll also cut the fastball. He's got a curveball and a slider, and occasional changeup. Lifetime against the Giants, 3-4 with a 2.84 ERA. That's in 11 starts. When he's right, you're going to see a lot of balls hit on the ground. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Charlie Morton. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Marte, McCutchen, and Polanco. That's your Pirates outfield. The best arms in left and in right field. It'll be Gong and Ramirez on the left side of the infield. Walker and Alvarez on the right side. And Francisco Cervelli will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
See Clint Hurdle taking his team to a very, very fine 71-47 record. So the Giants coming into town after losing 2 of 3 in St. Louis. And now trying to get back on track here in game 1 of this 4-game series. So here's Blanco. And the first pitch of the ball game to Blanco is a called strike. So we get started 2 minutes late. Blanco at 295, 3 home runs, 23 driven in. And home plate umpire Toby Basner right now is in a strike ball in rhythm. It's Cuzzy, Davis, and Randazzo from first to third.
And Basner, I think by nature he's a low ball umpire. It doesn't mean he won't give belts. His first 2 strikes have been pretty high. He doesn't have big corners, but it's a pretty steady zone.
3 pitches. 1 out. Blanco looked a little bit back at the hitting eye. I'm wondering if that glare was a bit of a problem. I would not be surprised. That's what Blanco's looking at.
Yeah, that's definitely a background that will favor the pitcher early in the ball game here.
This is where I'd want to be hitting 8.
Exactly.
Around the 2nd or 3rd inning that at bat. Here's Duffy hitting at 305.
Take a look at the curveball. Looking in the backstop, and there's the curveball that he swings and miss on him for strike 3. It's an issue.
Duffy pulls it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Duffy's never faced Morton before. With Belt on deck, just underway. Giants now with that loss last night are 1 game under 500 on the road. Duffy hits a high pop up down the right field line. It's going to be the right fielder Blanco. Polanco coming out of nowhere to make the catch. The Pirates have pretty good defense in the outfield.
They got great defense in the outfield, and one of their biggest assets is the range that they all have. In essence, you got 3 guys that could very comfortably play center field. in the outfield. And here Polanco coming a long way, as you mentioned. And he's also got a very strong arm. They're athletic. This outfield that the Pirates have assembled.
So here's Belt. Belt up the middle, but right there on the overshift is Kong, and that's going to end the inning. So Jake Peavy's coming out. It's 0-0. And the lineup that'll be facing Jake Peavy looks like this. It'll be Polanco, Marte, and then Andrew McCutchen, who always is in the top 5 or top 10 departments offensively in the National League. It'll be Ramirez and then Gong, followed by Walker, Alvarez. The catcher is Cervelli, and Charlie Morton will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Jake Peavy. Peavy, 34 years of age, and for Peavy, this is the start of his 14th year at the big league level. 3-5 with a 4.18 ERA, 41 strikeouts in 56 innings. And with Peavy, you're going to see a low 3/4 release, and actually it even gets a little bit lower with his changeup. But you're going to see him sink and cut the fastball. He's got a curveball and a slider, and he can vary his arm angles as well. Lifetime against these Pirates, 5-2 with a 2.52 ERA, and he has never lost here at PNC Park. A perfect 3-0 with a 2.25 ERA. He likes it here.
So here's Polanco. Polanco hitting .261, 7 home runs, 38 driven in. Marte to follow, and then McCutchen. And at third is Duffy. And Peavy pours in a strike. Polanco, according to our notes, has never faced Peavy before, which seems a bit odd. Outfield straight away. And the pitch moves Polanco off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Lots of speed with Polanco. He is a base stealer. He's got 20 on the year. It's a big out to get at the start of an inning, just to keep his speed off the pads.
Pops this one foul. It's been a while since Peavy faced the Pirates. This was his last start against Pittsburgh. It was in 2009. So that's why it's not that strange at all that Polanco's never faced him. And he got him. And Polanco's gone.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense playing behind Peavy. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Blanco, and Wallace. Crawford, Duffy on the left side of the infield. Tomlinson and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. On an absolutely perfect night for baseball here in Pittsburgh. Welcome back, Nori Aoki, just activated off the DL today. Hunter Pence put on the DL today.
Good news, bad news?
Yep.
There's a strike to Marte, hitting .286. 14 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Fouls this one off the backstop. It's now 0-2. Pirates have owned, and I mean owned, the National League West. They're 16-3 against the West.
Yeah, that's ownage. They're a good team. They're athletic. They have good speed. They can swing the bats. Good solid pitching staff.
Peavy trying to come in on the hands of Marte.
Pirates rank 4th in the National League in batting average as a team, hitting .260 as a group. They are 2nd in the league in pitching. They have a staff ERA of 3.19. Defensively, they have made 86 errors. That ranks them 3rd from the bottom. The Giants as a team have made 58 errors. That ranks them 3rd from the top.
So Marte is going to reach. Well, if you didn't know, this is what happened today. Giants went to work and acquired Marlon Byrd. And as Mike mentioned, Hunter Pence goes on the DL. Aoki activated. Now, Pence would have gone on the DL yesterday, but really didn't make a whole lot of sense to try to get a player in for one day, knowing that Aoki was going to come off the next day, which is today. So now you got Marte, who's a base stealer with 22 steals, with McCutchen at the plate. McCutchen has never faced Peavy before. So Marte with his lead, and a strike to McCutchen.
McCutchen is not a guy that just comes off the bench hacking. There are certain times he'll jump on a first pitch if he's looking for it, if he knows you. But he's also a guy that can be patient, and he's also a guy that's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. I mean, he has those tendencies that more like a leadoff hitter than a guy that has third in the lineup. But make no mistake about it, I mean, he is a good middle of the order hitter. Perennial all-star. And he has got pop in that barrelhead.
Marte with his lead. He does not go, and McCutchen fouls this one out of play into the second deck.
See how the batting average of Andrew McCutchen has climbed. He got off to a miserable start, and as the weather has gotten hotter, he has gotten hotter.
Center field. Blanco on the move, and Blanco's going to make the catch. Tagging is Marte. He'll go into second, 2 outs.
Pretty good read there by Marte to go back to first base. When most guys would make that play and go halfway between first and second. I think he saw early that ball wasn't going out, so he went back and wanted to make it a productive out and put himself in scoring position. Yeah, I can get back on this one. And there's an easy take at 90 feet. Sort of jogs on in. Heads up play.
So here's Aramis Ramirez back with the Pirates. 12 home runs, 56 driven in. On the ground, foul. So Ramirez laying in the weeds for a fastball. He got it, and he pulls it foul.
Yep, finally little this guy. Good anticipation by that guy. Put himself in a good position.
Ramirez and Peavy both have been around for a while, so thus the 30 at bats for Ramirez against Peavy. And that's foul. It's 0-2.
One thing about Aramis Ramirez, you do not want to get flat with a slider. He's a good middle away hitter. He likes that slider speed, and he has been making a good living hitting hanging sliders his whole career.
Like this?
And like this.
So a quick 0-2 on a couple of balls hit hard. And the high fastball makes it 1-2. Outfield straightaway. Evie gets the sign from Buster Posey, and it's low. It's 2-2.
Ramirez in his 17th year at the big league level. And one thing you can always tell about a guy who's been around this game for 17 years, they get in the batter's box or they get on the mound, they're relaxed.
And now the runner's going to go, and Ramirez just barely got a piece of it. I think there's a pretty good example. Mike's talking about Ramirez being able to hit that outside pitch. This pitch was a foot outside.
You know, and I just think that's the strength that he has. He will chase. I mean, look, that's not a bad pitch. Good. In fact, you could throw that thing down in the dirt and he'll get after it. And he likes that ball middle away. But I mean, we've seen him beat a pitcher literally a foot off the plate away, take it to right field on a bullet line drive.
Into right field, and it's fair. It'll be a ground rule double, and the Pirates take an early 1-0 lead.
So the smart 90 feet that Marte took on the long fly ball off the bat of McCutchen pays off here with a 2-strike 2-out RBI. And let's take a look at the pitch. A little cutter and really a mistake to location. He had an open base and 2-2 count. He did not want to hang it there.
So here's Gong. Pretty good pitch, called a ball. Gong hitting at 284. He's got 10 home runs, 41 driven in.
Gong, 28 years old. He's a rookie. Tore up the Korean League. See, how fair was it? How about on the line fair? Gong last year in Korea had 40 home runs and 117 RBIs. Look out.
Well, that's a very impressive strike and swing.
Well, if the bat throw was an Olympic event, he may win himself a medal there. But everybody's okay, and that's all that counts.
One and two with Ramirez at second. Out of play. Yeah, nothing to it.
I got this one.
He acted like that's an old umpire. See him rub up the ball?
Yeah. Give it to your girl. Let her bib.
And that'll end the inning. A run on one hit. 1-0 Pirates.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, season ticket members, you should have received your postseason invoice via email. And if you're not a season ticket holder, you can get on deck right now. Secure your place in line of the 2016 season wait list with a $500 deposit receipt. And you qualify for playoff consideration. That's right. Go to sfgiants.com/season. Guarantee yourself access to all potential wild card and divisional playoff games.
Here's the 1-0 to Buster Posey and a late call strike. 322 for Buster Posey. 16 home runs. 78 runs batted in. Here he dribbles when fouled.
He's having a little talk with himself. The fastball that Morton throws, if you're hitting off it right-handed, is going to have sink that runs into you. I mean, I don't know if he can throw the ball straight. And it's a heavy, heavy fastball. You do not want to get jammed like Posey just did.
Giants got in last night. Would land about 132.
Yeah.
Breaking ball foul back in bed, asleep by 3:30.
Giants really catch a break here in Pittsburgh, though. It's just perfect weather. It's not the heavy, humid heat that they've seen in previous trips here. It's gorgeous.
Look out. Yeah, you and I, of course, we're at 4 o'clock. We're at Primanti's.
Absolutely. The original Primanti brothers here. It opens up at 11:30 at night. That's when things start happening.
Oh, my goodness.
Primanti brothers. Great sandwich.
Imagine if that were true. There's Buster Posey with a base hit to open up the second. All right, here's our AT&T U-verse rewind. Great moment for the Giants, not so much for the Pirates. The wild card game last year. Edison Volquez in the 4th inning gave it up to Crawford. That's a grand slam. First shortstop in Major League history to hit a grand slam in postseason.
It is a short porch to right, and it will jump to right field. Crawford said that swing of the bat, he didn't get it all, but he got enough, and it was historic.
It's this ball. It'll be Kong to first, double play. So Kong does it all on his own, and now there's 2 down. See Morton let the ball go.
He did. Morton had the opportunity. He knew how they had set the shift. And he just sort of olays the glove, and there's Gong. Step and throw. Nice play. There's a lot of pitchers that they don't know what's going on behind them. They're so focused on the glove, they don't check the extreme defensive sets that are there. But not Morton. He knew right where they were.
So here's Nori Aoki, his first at bat back. And he takes high, hitting at .302, 4 home runs, 24 driven in. A bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Remember, the Pirates went into San Francisco earlier in the year and they swept the Giants. 3-1.
Morton trying to pitch on that inside corner. Morton's always had good stuff. He's just had a hard time staying healthy. It's that time of year. You ask everybody how their pitching staff is, and they're saying beat up.
Yeah, this is Aoki getting hit in Chicago. That's Arrieta who's got him.
It's a little cutter that just caught the bill of the hat. Or just above the bill, I beg your pardon. And he had a hard time shaking it off.
And the walk.
Close. They wound up putting Aoki on the concussion disabled list, which is a 7-day disabled list. But he feels good. He's ready to go.
Well, he came back. I think he had a couple at bats, and he said, "You know what? This isn't feeling right." And that's when he went on the DL. So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson's had 31 at bats. He's got 11 hits.
He's been a shot in the arm offensively. And a very quick swing. He's not really a power guy, but he's a gap guy. And if he gets a gap, you will watch it. Tomlinson go. He can fly.
There's a little guy that got that foul ball.
He's having a good night. It's only the second inning.
Swing and a miss. Aoki's got 12 steals. Thomason didn't look like he's picking up Charlie Morton at all.
Man, 2 hard sinkers at 92 miles per hour. And he has swung over the top twice. He's really got a swing built for the top part of the strike zone. It's flat. Stays in the zone a long time.
Now Oki goes, and it's going to be a stolen base. Cervelli never got a grip on it. So that's number 13 for Nori Aoki.
Cervelli's only chance was from the knees. But even if he would have had a clean exchange, I don't think he would have been able to get Aoki. He had a nice jump.
Up the middle. Gone. Side retired. No runs ahead. 1 left. Neil Walker will lead things off.
Is brought to you by Play Flag Football. Register your child today at playflagfootball.com.
Cubs are in town next homestand. They'll be there August 25th, 26th, 27th. The Tuesday and Wednesday games are night games. Saturday, or the Thursday game is day baseball at 12:45. Cubs Giants. sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Walker. Sinking fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Walker at 265. 12 home runs, 47 driven, and he always seems to come up with a solid year every year.
He threw that one right by him. No, you're right. I mean, he gives you a good at bat, uses the whole field, and he's got power. I mean, he can take you deep.
Skies this one out to Nori Aoki in left field. So Walker retired. Here's Pedro Alvarez.
First baseman, number 24, Pedro Alvarez.
So Alvarez steps up. He's another guy with lots of power. 19 home runs, 62 runs batted in. And the first pitch is low, a breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Swinging and fouling at the plate is Alvarez.
He'd be working that outside corner with a lot of breaking balls, curveball, slider, cutter. He can give you 3 different types of movement that will work its way in towards a left-handed hitter. And he's got touch with everything too. He can back off speeds, add.
It's 3-1 with Francisco Cervelli on deck. High fly ball. Right center field for Blanco, 2 outs.
This is what Jake Peavy will give you. About 80% of the time you're going to see something hard. It's going to be fastball, cutter, and then his soft stuff is the changeup, the curveball, and the slider. And of all his specialty pitches, the curveball has been the most effective. They just hit 167 against him.
Here's Cervelli hitting at 307. He's done the bulk of the catching with Russell Martin departing. He was a backup catcher for the Yankees, and boy, he's done a good job here. He's from Valencia, Venezuela. There's a called strike. It's another again 2. By the way, the Diamondbacks just left. The Diamondbacks won game 1 on Monday, and then they lost in 15 innings on Tuesday. And then Pittsburgh beat him last night 4-1. Little flare to right, and Cervelli's got a base hit.
And that's a thing. Nice 2-strike at bat. Not a hanger either from Peavy. The ball was a bit up, but it was off the plate away. That's about all he could do with it. So that allows Morton, the pitcher for the Pirates, to get it in that batter's box this inning.
Morton is 1 for 22. And a called strike. Get on the ground up the middle, and that'll end the inning. 3rd inning coming up. It'll be Ryan Lawless to lead things off.
talking about Marlon Byrd, who the Giants just picked up today. League Byrd teammates with the Cincinnati Reds. And he said he's got some pop. He's got some old man strength left. And this was Marlon Byrd against the Giants back on May 14th. And in that particular game, he had a base hit, RBI, and here he comes up against Sergio Romo and takes a yard. And he does have some old man pop. So he'll be a welcome addition to Bruce Bochy's Giants.
Wallace on the ground and a base hit. So Wallace on 1 pitch is aboard. Second big league hit. You don't get the ball for that one.
Well, it seems like it's a lot easier to get the second one too. The first one, that's an enormous weight off your shoulder once you get your first big league knock.
Yeah, after that they come in bunches. Here's Peavy. Peavy takes the ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
I never like bunting against sinker ball pitches because every once in a while they'll throw one up and in and it just bores in on you. Because when you turn around to bunt, they kind of pick you up as a target.
All right, this could be a pair. Peavy's going to have to hustle.
I thought that ball hit his bat twice. And that's what the Giants are saying. Bruce Bochy's going to come out and say, whoa, 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 wait a second. That ball came up and hit his bat a second time. Yes, it did. That's a foul ball. And Bruce Bochy talked to plate umpire Toby Basner, who he'll get together with the other umpires. It looks like Tony Randazzo, the third base umpire, is coming in. Maybe he saw it.
Well, let me ask you something. If he saw it, why wouldn't he have called it right away? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, even if they didn't see it, they're going to take another look at it. Watch the ball hit the ground, come back up, and hit the bat a second time. Not a great angle of it there, but from the side, you really do get a pretty good picture. This is where you see the ball come up and change direction. So it indeed hits the bat. So the umpires talked it over.
And, you know, look, I don't blame Clint Hurdle. He's probably saying the same thing I am. Why didn't you call it if you saw it right away? You had to come together.
One more look. Ball comes down, comes up, hits the bat, changes direction. No doubt about it. It's not one they're going to have to review. But I think Clint Hurdle was saying, look, I got a double play. I'm going to argue with you for that. Just because I can.
Yeah. How about calling it right away?
That's a foul ball.
Maybe he's going to try it again. And this one's foul as well, and it's 1-2.
Nothing easy about a sinker ball, especially at that velocity. And Peavy has bunted the top of the ball twice.
Blanco's on deck, and then Duffy. And this is foul, so Peavy's going to be out. That will not make him happy.
And it should not make him happy. You just feel like you're just killing the rally when you don't get that bunt down. When you don't get that runner over in score position. Giants have a lot of slappy guys in the lineup. Power is 2, 3, 4, and 5, but beyond that, you got a lot of singles hitters in this Giants lineup tonight.
And all the more reason to make sure you do the little things correct.
That's the whole point. Talking about the movement of the sinker, just not easy.
Blanco struck out to open up the ball game. Here he takes low. Blanco, while he's tying his shoes, getting the signs from Roberto Kelly.
It is the type of pitcher that you would start a runner with, Charlie Morton, because he puts so many balls on the ground. And I would look to see who's Bochy be aggressive in that regard. Wallace has pretty good speed.
Tapper, maybe a pair. That's one. And Alvarez does not hang up. So 2 outs.
Take a look at the heat put on the play by Lawless. May have caused Gong to throw across his body a little wide of Alvarez, who could not get a handle on it, keep the inning alive. So good play.
Here's Duffy. And Duffy takes it in the dirt. And Blanco thought about it. Blanco's got 11 steals. Aoki stole a bag in the second. We'll see if Blanco gives it a shot here in the third. And a line drive in the left field, a base hit. Duffy with his first hit. The third in the game for the Giants, and here's Belt. Belt bounced out. Gong was really playing Belt to pull, and he hit it right at him. One ball and no strikes.
Low ball pitcher, low ball hitter. Good matchup for Belt.
No overshift for Gong, but he is playing him to pull. And a strike. That evens the count. Be the second at bat for the Giants with a runner in scoring position. Tomlinson bounced out in the second. Out of play. 1 and 2 that got in on the hands of Brandon Belt. Teams will try to do that, and they've watched Belt take these pitches down and away and knock him out of the park to the opposite field. So they try to get in there. Stays alive.
Try to go up with a fastball away. So Morton did what you have to do. He moved the ball around. Established a way. Fought the breaking ball for a strike. Pounded the hands. Went up. Changing sight lines out over the plate away. Here's the Pirates parrot.
That'll end the inning. Giants strand a pair. Bottom of the third coming up.
Till now for the best home schedule in the country. Learn more at gostanford.com or call 800-STANFORD.
Log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants with breaking news, video, special features, and more only on csnbayarea.com. Alex, who has made the trip. Top of the order, here's Polanco. And a strike. Polanco struck out to open up the bottom of the first. Alex was in St. Louis. Tries the bunt. And it's 0-2. Everything happened too fast for Polanco because he started the thought of bunting a little too late.
I don't know. When's the last time you saw a guy trying to bunt have the ball blowing by him?
Yeah, he needed to have that process start a little sooner.
Like he was trying to push that bunt down the third base line.
There's Alex. It's like Hollywood Squares, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Give me John Shea for 3 or whatever they used to say. I'm not sure. A bit outside.
The Hollywood Squares. How do you come up with those things?
Hit up the middle. Tomlinson broke the other way, and he is not going to be able to throw him out. He broke to the left.
I mean, that had to have been just an enormous cheat step because he had a lot of lead going to his left. And now he's got to come back, and it causes him to have to throw off balance. Well, he just can't get enough on the throw.
That's the difference in the play.
Comes back, and everything's off balance now. Polanco with such great speed, he doesn't give you a second chance. Giants will not contest that. He beat it out. And now you got a base stealer on the base pass.
Marte was hit by a pitch. And here he goes around, and it's 0-1.
You don't have to check.
I asked the guys in the truck who was the host of Hollywood Squares. It was Peter Marshall.
Well, that was a big thing when I came up with the Cubs because Peter Marshall's son, Pete Lecoq, was in our organization. You had a chance to play with Pete.
I might take Carl Stewart for the block. Up the middle, Crawford, and almost a double play, but a terrific play by Crawford.
I thought that ball was in center field.
I did too.
And you could hear the sigh of disappointment because I think everybody in this ballpark anticipated it too. But watch the throw. It's as spectacular as the catch. I mean, there's no changeup. I mean, that's a bolt, and it actually gave Tomlinson a chance to get a throw off. That's a quick throw, a super quick exchange. And only the speed of Marte prevented the double play. What a play. He does something like that every day.
So here's McCutchen, who hit a fly ball to deep center field in the first. Yeah, that's a bit high. Remember Paul Lind?
Oh, yeah. Now, he was like the MVP in Hollywood Squares.
And all those people seem to do the whole circuit of all those shows when we were kids. I have the feeling the guy that's going to join you in the fourth inning probably knows the full history on it.
Oh, yeah. He'll be talking Minnie Pearl and Charlie Weaver. Here they come. Jonathan Winters. If you start talking old TV with John Miller, you know what he did as a kid.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding? I guarantee you, John took turned the volume down on Hollywood Squares, and he was the host when he was a kid.
There's nobody like that guy. That might be the funnest guy on the planet to go have dinner with.
Another ball hit out to Blanco. But John will be in here in the fourth. If you ask him about Hollywood Squares, I want to be ticked off that I'm going to be over on the radio side.
We'll save that for lunch on Saturday. Because that'll be at least an hour worth of material from John Miller. Because with John Miller, not only is he going to tell you stories, he's going to do the voices of the people who were in the Hollywood Squares.
I'm telling you, I'm going to miss out. I know it. Here's Ramirez, who ropes one foul. He's hit 3 hard foul balls off of Peavy, and then he dumped one that hit the line for a double in the first inning to knock in the only run in the game. Another hard foul. Here's another look at the Brandon Crawford play.
Well, they're breaking it down in ultra slow motion, but here's the beauty of the play. The exchange and the quick throw to Tomlinson, who had time to get off the throw. I thought, well, number one, it's a first and third, nobody out, and then he makes a play. I don't know how they're going to get the out. And then he gets the out, and you're thinking maybe they might get a double play. That's how good that play was.
Watch the base runner Polanco, because he thinks that this might be a hit, and he has to adjust to go to the outside of the bag to try to break up the double play. Outside, 1-2.
Kelby Tomlinson is a converted shortstop, and he's more comfortable at shortstop than second base. And he's had a lot of plays coming from that angle where your back is completely facing the hitter.
Polanco could have tore him up had he gone right into him without starting out towards the inside part of the bag.
Facing the runner.
Runner goes. Posey's throw is going to be very late.
Take a look at the jump. It's a nice jump. Took a couple of looks going in.
Always keep the tag on those base runners nowadays.
So Ramirez gets another shot with a runner in scoring position.
Had a rip. It stays at 2-2.
Well, they were trying to get that ball up above the letters, and he left that a little lower than where they intended it to be. And that's the problem with the high fastball. If you're going to call that fastball, you want it up above the letters. If it's letters or below, that's a dangerous pitch, especially for a guy who's got a good reputation for power between the belt and the letters on his chest. like Ramirez.
Just outside.
Good pitch right there. Go out there again. Just judging on the foul balls and the base hit he had his first at bat, he's seeing Peavy well. And Peavy knows this. He's got an open base here. You can throw this thing in the dirt. You can throw it above the letters. You do not have to throw a strike. You have a place to put him if you walk him.
Out of play. Now Peavy threw that at 92, so his velocity is pretty good tonight. Oh. What?
Well, she got it, gave it to him.
What are you doing?
That's a little twist.
You cannot keep that ball. You got to give it back.
That's a hey, I just got a ball face.
I'll just keep it. Another 3-2 pitch. And another foul ball.
That's the same face we get when Dave Fleming buys us a beer.
The shocked look. And then the happy look.
Yep, that's the one. The girls are busy tonight. It's become quite a battle between Peavy and Ramirez. Great pitch. Cannot pitch him any better. And for a guy who's seen you pretty well, I mean, that's how you pitch him. You don't let him beat you.
That's our view.
The boats come rolling by the river underneath the Roberto Clemente Bridge. Spectacular baseball park.
Hey, the Gateway Queen's coming through. Yep, see? Just wanted to say hello. Here's Gong. Out of play. And the Duchess right behind the Queen.
As it should be.
What a great night to take a ride, huh?
Yep, doesn't get any better than this.
Marteas is at second. Ramirez is at first. And that's a rocket, and it's hit over the head of Lawler. It's going to knock in one for sure. Ramirez, who is limping into third, and it's 2-0.
Well, second time the Gong ever sees him. He says, I'll go with you if you're going to keep pounding me on the outside corner. And he rifles this thing over the head of Ryan Lawless. It didn't matter what Lawless did, what kind of jump he got. He wasn't going to catch up to this thing. That was a bullet.
So here's Walker.
Giants catch a break. Ramirez was limping. 2 outs. That should have been another score.
Must have caught that like he got crossed up. I don't think he did. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
He may have just sailed on it.
Remember, this inning started out on a ground ball that should have been made by Tomlinson, but it wasn't. Belt's going to dig it out, and that's going to end the inning. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 2-0 Pirates.
This fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. This is from Nicole De La Cruz, who made a Giants-inspired blanket for her husband. So nice going, Nicole. Gamer babe. And that's our T-Mobile fan photo. Here in Pittsburgh, it is 2-0 Pirates. We're at the top of the 4th inning. Here to tell you all about it, John Miller.
All right, Mike had Buster Posey, who hit a single to center his first time. It's a high pop-up this time on the first pitch from Morton, and Neil Walker takes it one away. So Buster was not up there very long. Sort of the antithesis of the kind of at-bats the Pirates have been having against Peavy. Peavy has thrown 61 pitches already in 3 innings. And I guess on the one hand, he's done well limiting the damage. The Pirates have really given him a workout. He gave up a run in the first and another in the third. Pirates have stranded 4 runners already. Brandon Crawford shows bunt, takes inside for ball 1. They've got 3 infielders to the right of second for Crawford. Pirates are one of the teams that will do a lot of the overshifting, more than most. Crawford grounded into a double play his first time, and he takes low, a changeup, and the count is 2-0.
I was watching the Yankee game on TV today, and Ken Singleton, the announcer, was saying, you know, it's so rare to see straight up defense anymore.
There's a soaring pop fly. Walker doesn't know where it is, but here comes Polanco. He saw it. Walker started back, and then all of a sudden he just threw his hands in the air and says, somebody, I have no clue. And it was Polanco who rode to the rescue for him.
Well, it's dusk. It gives you a gray sky. And when you're a middle infielder and the ball gets hit up, you turn around and you start running the outfield. You look up to find it after you take your eyes off it, and he had none chance. You cannot catch what you cannot see. And fortunately, Polanco was there to bail him out.
So 2 down, and here is Aoki. Line drive left center, but right there, and also looked like he might have been battling the lights a little bit, and maybe the twilight as well. But it's Marte for the catch, and the Giants are gone just like that.
Big play the Togo's way. Last night we saw a miraculous catch. It was Juan Perez robbing Stephen Piscotty of we think a home run, and it was just one of the really remarkable plays. He uses the fence to spring up and catch this thing basket style. And a tip of the cap from Matt Cain, and that is our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
Well, and he did say he thought it was a better catch than the one he made as a rookie when he first came up in Arizona, which that was a pretty good catch he made. That was the one. And he had, I think, more room to roam a little bit in Arizona. He caught it out near that resort near the 413 marker in deep right center as Pedro Alvarez leads off, and a foul back out of play. Well, here is that play we were talking about, Mike. Ooh.
He is fearless, and we've seen him do this time and time again, where he is not afraid to take on a wall.
Man, that was a bone-rattling catch, and he held on to it.
But the one he made last night in St. Louis was just so athletic in a Bo Jackson sort of way because of how he used the fence to spring up and put himself in position to catch it basket style. I mean, usually guys are completely extended catching a ball over the fence. Their arms straight up over their head, but here it was just above his belt. Willie Mays style.
Well, when you talk about the athleticism of it, to have the timing and the sense of where you were to perfectly place your spikes into the padding and then use that for leverage to vault yourself upward, just sensational.
So you combine Bo Jackson and Willie Mays, and that's what you get. You get a Juan Perez making a play in St. Louis that we will not forget.
0-2 the count, and the breaking ball misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he's gotten to 2 strikes on a lot of guys, Mike, but sometimes it's taken a lot more pitches after that before the at bat is determined. And Alvarez lays off, trying to get him to chase that high fastball.
TV having a conversation with himself, as he so often will do. That wasn't a bad pitch. Alvarez by nature low ball hitter, and he will chase above the strike zone.
That is over the outside. Strike 3 call.
Backdoor to nice pitch. Now this was tonight, right before the game. Juan Perez had a little friend come in and visit with him. That's his pet praying mantis. And you see those all around the ballpark.
You do?
Yeah.
This ballpark or every ballpark?
Well, this ballpark.
I think he needs to get a leash. I'm sure there's a law about it. It's too high to Francisco Cervelli. 1 ball and no strikes. Cervelli, the former Yankee, and what a pickup he has been for the Pirates. Cervelli has put up numbers very similar to the former Pirates catcher, the veteran Russell Martin. That's a strike, 1-1. Got the high on base percentage. Came into the game 375. Got the batting average, which is now at 309. And he's handled the staff very well. They're more than pleased with him. The foul ball. And it's 1-2.
And there's another praying mantis. Praying. That's what they do.
Well, Giants will take all the prayers they can get right now. In the middle of a brutal part of the schedule. 1-2 the count, and he just got a piece of it. Francisco Cervelli is from Venezuela, but his father is from Italy. So yes, in that way, it's a similar story to the former Giant, Marco Scudero, who also hails from Venezuela, but whose father was from Italy.
But I don't know how anybody's going to forecast that this guy's going to hit over 300 in the big leagues. I mean, he was a lifetime 254 hitter in the minor leagues, and he was 9 years in the minor leagues. This is his 13th year of professional baseball.
Might have broken his bat on that one. Duffy. 2 down.
Nice pitch.
Francisco said that in Venezuela his name is Francisco, but his dad from Italy calls him by the Italian Francesco. I asked Marco Scudero once if he spoke Italian. I spoke a little Italian to him, and he comes back and says, "Ah, como stai?" And he said it like an Italian. And then he told me, he says, "That's all the Italian I know." How are you? Morton. And the count is 0-1. Morton hit into a force play his first time. Maybe could use a quick inning. At Cutter, a swinging strike. It's 0-2. He had 61 pitches thrown in the first 3 innings. He's not had a 3-up, 3-down inning yet. It's back out of play. Pirates put 6 men on base against him in the first 3 innings. He hit a batter. He walked a batter. Pirates have 4 hits total. And they lead 2-0.
At the end of the 4th inning, you want to be right around 60 or less on the pitch count, and you see he's at 75. So he has thrown more than Dave Righetti would like to see him throw. But I got to tell you, when you're out there on the mound, you're not thinking about the pitch count. You're thinking about getting people out. That's the worry of that guy right there, the pitching coach, manager, bullpen coach. They worry about that.
1-2 the count. And that is strike 3 call. And he gets his first 3-up, 3-down inning. He's got 4 strikeouts in 4. Tomlinson, Lawless, and Peavy due up. We move to the 5th.
Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
Well, watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices with MLB.tv. We use it every day. You get real highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more. Go to MLB.tv for details.
Now the Giants into the 5th inning, trailing 2-0. First ball swinging. Tomlinson. Neil Walker throws it out. And these last 2 innings, the Giants have started being very aggressive against Morton. He retired the side in order on 5 pitches in the 4th inning. He's got 1 out on 1 pitch here. So here's Ryan Lawless. And now Lawless, who still hadn't had his first major league hit, and then last night he got it, or I beg your pardon, 2 nights ago he got it in the 8th inning in St. Louis, and now he gets a hit every time.
Talking about the very first one, that's the tough one. After that, it's just adding on. But it really is true. You want that first hit so bad that it takes you completely out of your comfort zone trying to get it. And the lucky ones that get it on their first couple of at-bats, it relaxes you. But if it goes on a while, have 8 or 9 or 10 at-bats. And for Wallace, it had to be painful. Remember, he was called back up to the big leagues early in the year, around the 4th of July, when the Giants were in Washington. And shortly thereafter, he got sent down. Did not have a hit.
He had maybe, 5 at-bats. So he gets a walk here. So Lawless is on base once again. That's the first time. Do you save the baseball for your first major league walk?
No. First hit, and if you're lucky, you can get your first home run. But that's one that often has to be negotiated.
Lawless is running, and the double clutch by Cervelli, and Lawless steals it. Now, give him the bag. His first major league steal.
That's right.
Come on.
Time. I'd like this bag, please. I'm not sure the Pirates would be that excited about giving it to you.
Jake Peavy. A little hit run action up with the Peavy at the plate. Two to nothing. The Giants are trailing. 0-2.
He's got really strong arms on the corners in the outfield for the Pirates. And McCutchen is an outfielder in center field that he can get you too. He doesn't have an arm quite as strong as Polanco or Marte.
This may be the best defensive outfielder in the game. Peavy. The bat goes almost to shortstop, but he is down on strikes.
We talked a bit about that earlier, about the range that this outfield has. And really, it's like 3 center fielders out there. Center fielder is usually your outfielder with the most range. With this outfield, they all have center field range. And Hurdle appreciates that, an old outfielder.
Range and arms. I remember years ago, back in the 70s, after Willie Mays was gone, the Giants had some great talent in their farm system. They started bringing these guys up. They already had Bobby Bonds there, who was one of the fastest players in the game, and they added in Gary Maddox, who was an outstanding Gold Glove center fielder, and Gary Matthews, like a track team, was out there in the outfield back in the 70s for the Giants.
I got a chance to play with both Matthews and Maddox when I was in Philadelphia, and they were phenomenal. Just Gary Maddox, it was just amazing how much ground that he could cover. And Gary Matthews would come up with the most spectacular plays just routinely. A lot of fun to play with.
Gregor Blanco trying to knock in a run here. Runner at second, 2 down. Blanco is 0 for 2 in the game, facing Charlie Morton. The curveball for a strike. It's 0-2. Well, they used to, when he was in Philadelphia, a writer came up with a saying about Gary Maddox to sort of talk about just how much ground he did cover, and he said 70% of the earth is covered by water. Gary Maddox covers the rest.
Well, it seemed like that. It was sure nice to have him in the outfield when you were on the mound.
Giants are in Pennsylvania, but on the other side of the state, here in Pittsburgh. And right now, that is where the balance of power in Pennsylvania has shifted. The Pirates have built one of the best teams in the game. And they are on a roll right now. And especially when they play here at home. You can't say they're unbeatable here, but close to it. They're 41-19 in this ballpark. And against the National League West, whether it be here or on the road, they've been even better than that. They're 16-3 against the National League West, including 3-0 against the Giants. Curveball struck him out. Wow, that was a snapper. The Giants are gone. Still 2-0 Pirates. Top of the order coming up. Last of the fifth.
Is brought to you by Sonoma Raceway. All roads lead to wine country for the Verizon IndyCar Series season finale, August 28th through 30th at Sonoma Raceway. Visit racesonoma.com for tickets.
Well, Saturday, September 12th is Lego Day at AT&T Park. Your special event package will include admission to the pregame Lego Day build experience, limited edition Giants Player Lego mini build, and a ticket to the game taken on the Padres. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
Strike one to Gregory Polanco, who has struck out, and then he got an infield hit in the third.
Giants faithful here at PNC Park. Absolute spectacular home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Definitely a place you want to take some pictures of.
Shallow left, and there is Aoki. So one away. The Giants today traded with the Cincinnati Reds for the veteran outfielder Marlon Byrd. What was it, a couple years ago the Pirates traded for Marlon Byrd, and he helped get them into the postseason for the first time in many years. So the Giants are hoping that Marlon Byrd will provide some power. He's very excited about it. Bruce Bochy said he talked to him right after the trade was finalized, and Byrd will be here for the game tomorrow and in the lineup tomorrow, and he immediately becomes the Giants' leading home run hitter. He's got 19 home runs. So he and Brandon Crawford will be tied for the club lead when he arrives. Marte's been hit by a pitch and scored a run, hit into a force play and scored a run, and that's a base hit to center. Not this time for Brandon Crawford, who made an incredible play to rob Marte of the hit the last time. Marlon Byrd with the Reds, not hitting for average, 237. The on base only 286, but the slugging percentage is well above average. 19 homers, 14th season in the big leagues. He was an all-star for the Cubs back in 2010. He's also, about this time, it seems like almost every year, he gets traded to a contender.
Well, he's that kind of at bat that you want to add to your lineup, especially if you have somebody go down like Hunter Pence. He's going to get protection for the guy in front of him, and he's going to run into a few.
Andrew McCutchen now. Right field, Lawless backs up just a little bit, plenty of room. And McCutchen is 0 for 3 against Jake Peavy. Marte holding at first. 2 down here in the Pirates' 5th inning. 2-0. The Pirates lead the game. And Aramis Ramirez has been the guy against Jake Peavy so far. 2 times he's fallen behind in the count 0-2 and battled and battled and battled. Peavy just not been able to put him away. He hit a double for a run in the first and then eventually walked in the third.
He's really had good, solid, balanced at bats against him. He's not been fooled.
He's seen a lot of Peavy over the years, more than any other current Pirate in terms of his experience against Jake Peavy. He now has 31 actual at bats, 33 plate appearances against Jake. So that experience really seems to be showing tonight. And although Ramirez doesn't have a great record against Peavy, tonight he's been the toughest out. It's right center. And plenty of room out there for Lawless. And that's a blessing. He got him on 1 pitch. 6th inning. Duffy, Bell, Posey, Crawford due up 4th. The Giants down 2-0. Gaylord Perry, Hall of Famer, became the first 20-game winner of the season for the Giants by pitching a complete game against the Braves at Candlestick. That made his record 20-2. The Giants won the game 6-1. Mays and McCovey both hit home runs. 2 other Hall of Famers. The problem for Gaylord, because that's one of the greatest beginnings to a season anybody's ever had in history. 20-2. But then he lost 6 in a row. And finally won his final decision, finished 21-8. And I told Gaylord, I said, you know, I was 14 that year, and I was a little aggravated that you had that 6-game losing streak and the stretch run of the pennant. He says, you were aggravated. Wait, how do you think I felt? Because I kept pitching great, and they never scored. Gaylord said they got shut out 4 or 5 times in that 6-game losing streak. Finished 21-8. Marichal was a 20-game winner again that year as well. And they were a great 1-2 punch at the top of the rotation. for many years for the Giants. 2 Hall of Famers. 2-1 the count to Matt Duffy, who was fouled out to right and singled to left. Trying to get aboard here, get something going against Charlie Morton, who's got a 3-hit shutout. Hit hard, but just fouled. That '66 season was the final year for Sandy Koufax, and you probably saw him pitch several times that year. Koufax at age 30 was 27-9 and had a 1.73 earned run average. And when the whole thing was over, they finished the World Series, he announced his retirement. Down goes Duffy, 1 away.
Man, that was a heartbreaking day for Dodger fans, because we were thinking at that age he's in the prime of his life, prime of his career.
Sandy Koufax finished 27. Talk about finishing on top of your game. The year before he was 26-8. Koufax at 63 was 25-5. He had a 4-year stretch where the average win-loss record for him from 63 through 66, his last 4 years, his average year was more than 24 wins and a little bit less than 7 losses. Just his average season. Brandon Belt with the shift on for the Pirates. And the count 1-1. Belt has grounded a short and struck out in this game.
Well, I mean, and he was first ballot Hall of Famer and really didn't have the longevity of what most first ballot Hall of Famers pitchers had.
1-2.
He is not picking up that curveball at all.
But it really was one of the great 4-year periods of any pitcher in the history of the game. He was so dominant that the voters just said, well, how could we not vote for him? He won 97 games in those 4 years.
And his career, 165 and 87. I mean, you just don't see that many Hall of Famers, especially back then, that had 165 lifetime wins, get into the Hall of Fame. But he was so dominant, so good.
He pitched 4 no-hitters. He pitched a no-hitter a year for 4 straight years in that stretch. And Koufax also 1 year set the strikeout record for a single season. 382 strikeouts in the 65 year. And that's all for Brandon Belt.
Well, I really thought this was going to be a good matchup tonight. Belt against Morton, but Morton has just dominated, and the one pitch that has really frustrated Belt has been this one. And here he throws it 3-2, drops it right in the dirt, can't lay off. And that's an 0-for-3 with a couple of strikeouts for Belt tonight. Nothing miraculous about those.
So here's Buster Posey, who has singled to center and popped out to second. It's called a strike. Charlie Morton has had a history of doing well against the Giants, but tonight he has done exceptionally well. 2 down, nobody on. Big curveball snaps in there. Strike 2. 2-0 Pirates. The Pirates with single runs in the first and third innings. Aramis Ramirez and Young Ho Gung with the RBIs. Buster, 1 hop to second. And another quick, quiet inning. The last 3 innings, he's making it look almost ridiculously easy. Last of the 6th, 2-0.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Back in Pittsburgh, and the Pirates holding a 2-0 lead over the Giants. Giants have been shut down by Charlie Morton. Tomorrow night, Madison Bumgarner will toe the slab for the Giants. He'll be up against left-hander Jeff Locke. That's also a 4:05 start tomorrow afternoon Pacific time here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Pregame live at 3:30. First pitch 4:05 tomorrow. Bumgarner returns to the scene of his first great triumph in one of the great Octobers any pitcher has ever had. Young Ho Kang has struck out and doubled home a run in this game. The ball sinks low. 1 ball, 1 strike from Jake Peavy. Well, the Giants have been shut down by Charlie Morton, and Morton has been on quite the roll here. That's a base hit to right field. Second hit for Gunn. Well, this is back October the 1st, Mike. The Ford right choice. Madison Bumgarner, winner take off, 1-game playoff.
Now they called for a blackout here in Pittsburgh, and everybody was wearing black. And they just never really got a chance to do much cheering that night. Madison Bumgarner completely dominant. A complete game. The big swing of the bat that night was a grand slam off the bat of Brandon Crawford. And the Giants would go on to face Washington in round 2.
Jake Peavy was one of those out there embracing Bumgarner. Peavy on the mound here tonight. They were sort of in reverse order for the postseason last year. Bumgarner went in that must-win 1-game wild card playoff, and then when the Giants won that, they went to Washington for the division series, and it was Peavy who started game 1 there, and he was outstanding. The Giants stunned the Nationals with a win in game 1. Back out of play off the bat of Neil Walker. Slide out to left and grounded out to first. Neil Walker, a switch hitter, and he's got some power. He's hit 12 home runs for the Buccos this year. Gung, the runner at first, and he has 5 steals. So he's not been a big base stealer for the Pirates. Two and 1 the count. Dodgers not playing tonight. They, after getting swept at Oakland, they had a day game in Oakland yesterday. And I assume they flew to Pittsburgh. That's generally what you do, or to Houston. Had the night off in Houston, then also the day off in Houston before they open up against the Astros tomorrow night. The Astros have been really tough at home, especially. They lead the American League West. The Astros are 42-20 at home. So the Dodgers, with their new second baseman Chase Utley, go in there starting tomorrow night.
Good pitch there by Peavy. He wanted it. God, he nailed that outside corner. Just missed. It's been a good strike zone tonight with Toby Basner, plate umpire.
Back to the screen. That cut in on the hands of Walker. Well, that's a familiar face.
Well, the Pirates have 4 bench players. 3 of them should be familiar faces to Giants fans. There you see Michael Morse. Travis Ishikawa is part of that bench, as is
Chris Stewart.
Chris Stewart. Thanks for bailing me out there. Had a vapor lock. Good Lord. There's Chris Stewart.
Stewart has made an excellent career for himself. The runner goes, and that's deep to right. And that is on its way. Gone high up into the bleachers. Neil Walker makes it 4-0 Pittsburgh.
And we talked about the short porch and right. There's lots of carry that side of the field. This ball down and in. And it doesn't look like he gets all of his lower body in it until you see the backside. And that, folks, is power. 2/3 of the way up, maybe 3/4 of the way up.
Check swing. Long throw from Duffy. No. Whoa. Now they may look at that one, at least from up here, and we're 8 miles away. I was calling him out. I thought he got him. What a play, though, it was. And we'll find out if the Giants are going to ask for a replay review on this one as they talk to Sean Dunston and Chad Chopp in the video room.
Well, the play was difficult because of how far off the bag Duffy was playing. So he has to go at an acute angle to his right. And Derek Jeters the ball over to first base. And Phil Cuzzi, the first base umpire, says safe. And I think they got him. And that's one they'll definitely take a look at. When you see that look right there, it looks like the ball got in the grasp of Belt before the foot hit the bag.
So, a replay review presented by Xfinity. Well, and again, and we say this every time, the call that was made becomes a key in that it was called safe. And is there totally convincing evidence that that was the wrong call? It's got to be really sort of irrefutable that the call was wrong.
Well, here's the shot we think gives the Giants a little bit of hope.
Yeah, now there it looks like he's still a couple inches off the bag. And that ball hits into the webbing of the glove.
But you are at the mercy of the umpires back in New York.
And they've got the angles we have, and they also have the Pittsburgh telecast. So the crew chief, Jerry Davis, is on the headphones there to the right, and Phil Cuzzi, whose call it was that is being reviewed, is also there. Those are the two umpires always that get on the headsets to the lower Manhattan replay review command central.
Well, I like the split screen. You can see the reactions from the hitter, Alvarez, and of course Duffy, the fielder.
What a play by Duffy. Have to get a copy of that and send it to Derek Jeter.
I think he'd be quite proud. One more look at another angle. I think they got him. This is the one that I think really gives you the look that it beats him. But hey, there's no guarantee. This is a close one. Jerry Davis on the right. He's going to signal as to whether it's safe or out.
So they'll try and triangulate the two angles we just looked at. They'll try and sync those up to see if at the moment where it is, they judge that it's firmly in the webbing of the glove where the foot is, and then see if they can tell for certain whether the foot was on the bag or not. Well, here's the call from New York.
Got him.
So now, although it's a while late, what a play by Duffy. He got it.
That's one, though, if you're Phil Cuzzi, you really can't feel too bad about the call, as close as that was. Giants fans have been a bit hard on Phil Cuzzi in the past.
Well, they had to look at it 100 times in New York with the super slow motion and freeze frames and whatnot.
And here is that great play again, hopping out the left foot across the field. Nice little ad lib there. It's not something you practice during batting practice, come across the field.
Francisco Cervelli fouls one out of play. One out, nobody on, 2 runs in.
And in the end, this indeed was the decision maker.
And that may have been what you saw, what we all saw. The ball's in the glove. You can see right when it was in the webbing of the glove. And then a split second later, in slow motion, a split second later, at that, then you see the depression on the bag and the little puff of dust. And I think what you saw, Mike, is what the umpires in New York saw. You might get hired if you decide you just want to become a replay umpire. That's a check swing. Peavy a little bit late getting to first, and I hope he's okay. He got the out, but he did not start to first base originally, and then belatedly, and that ends up being quite an acrobatic play, a little more acrobatic, I think, than he wanted to be.
Yeah, he looked up and saw that Brandon Belt had gotten way off the bag, and you can see where Belt was at the start. And this is a play that he could get. Peavy completely surprised that there wasn't going to be anybody at first base, and that became his assignment. And here he's got to go, and this really becomes a spectacular play. And he completely extended, catches the ball, and just lets his glove hand drop on the bag, and they get the force. But now that is something you don't work on the PFPs in spring training.
The young players at home, do not try that. He's a highly trained professional, and that's the first time he's ever done it.
Well, he nailed it.
So 2 down, Charlie Morton. 4-0, the Pirates lead here in the 6th inning. Dwayne Kuiper will be coming back from the KNBR radio booth for the 7th inning.
There's the momentum of the play. Just drops to a knee, puts the glove on the bag, and hope the guy doesn't run across your chest.
And Cervelli did a good job, I think, of avoiding that. And that's the inning. Dwayne Kuiper back with you. Stay tuned for that. Going to the 7th. Crawford coming up. 4-0 Pirates.
For our Toyota game summary, it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, and it's been all Pirates in this was the first 6 innings. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Giants. Pirates 4 runs on 7 hits. The big blast came off a bat of Neil Walker, a 2-run homer, his 13th of the year. But Charlie Morton, the pitcher for the Pirates, has been outstanding. He has allowed just 3 hits and 6 shutout innings, and he has been very economical in his pitches. That is our Toyota game summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 4-0 Pirates, top of the 7th. Once again, here's Dwayne Kuiper.
All righty. And it'll be Crawford to lead things off. Crawford is 0 for 2. this one's foul back and out of play. Aoki and then Tomlinson. Overshift is on and a swing.
Curveball's really been a good one for him tonight. A lot of guys have really had problems with it. And not only is it a breaking ball, but it's a really nice off-speed pitch for him. And he has had a nice feel with it.
Crawford's aboard.
Got him on a one-hop. Hit it just above the right ankle. So right now the Giants are looking for base runners. They'll take it
any way they can. Absolutely, that's a gift. By the way, did you mention at all Hollywood Squares to John?
Oh yeah.
Was he
between
on
innings?
It? Was he on it?
He spoke for 2 minutes without taking a breath.
There it is.
Hollywood Squares.
Give me Alex Pavlovich. Oki takes a strike. Oki's walked and he's flied out to left. Bounces this one foul as Alvarez kicked it around.
Trying to pound that inside corner to Aoki all night long. Setting inside, gets it right in. Hits it off his right foot. Watch the right foot plant. Gets it right off the toe.
Foul again. Nice to have Aoki back. Brings energy to the lineup. Clubhouse.
It's been a really good add this year to the club. Good player. Good guy.
And he got him.
Once again, the curveball.
8 strikeouts.
Get ahead 0-2-1-2 with that breaking ball. Big one like he's got. You try and bounce it on home plate or between home plate and the catcher, and that was perfect execution.
Tomlinson has bounced out twice. Here he shoots one into left for a base hit. Got that ball up a little bit to Tomlinson.
It's his strength.
Right fielder, Ryan Wallace.
So here's Lawless, who's been on base twice.
See the pitch total for Morton. He really hasn't had to work hard in a lot of innings. 19 pitches in the second inning. Anytime you see a single digit total for a complete inning, I mean, you're doing something right.
Way outside to Lawless.
Giants need a bolt of lightning right now. See in watching Ryan Lawless swing why he hits for average. A real flat swing. He uses the whole field. Not an easy guy to get off balance. Ismael Petit will pitch the 7th inning. Finishing off his warm-up throws.
combined numbers this year, what he's done.
A-ball, double-A, triple-A. Took on all the assignments, did well, and here he is.
Taps this one slowly to second, and they'll get the out. Wisely stopping was Tomlinson, so there's 2 outs.
Wisely stopping indeed. If he continues running, he quite possibly could run into a double play.
Nice. If you don't stop, easy play for Walker to tag the runner. You're going to get 1 out for sure, and you likely would get a double play. So you have to stop. We had that play the other day with Belt. Belt actually thought he could get by the second baseman.
But it's nice to see a base runner run it right. You would figure a guy who's a middle infielder would know how to run that play.
And Ray Searage is coming out.
And Searage is going to come out and just go over the scout report on Adrianza.
This meeting on the mound is brought to you by Ring Central. Business communications made simple. And that's to give Morton a breather and also to talk a bit about Adrianza. Giants with a hit here can get back into this game. And they have not had a hit with a runner in scoring position tonight. One ball and no strikes. Strike on the inside corner. That was pitch number 90. Half swing. 1-2.
That broke him down. Good pitcher. You see a guy break down. He's not seeing that pitch.
And that hit Adrianza. So Blanco is going to represent the tying run.
It's a huge break.
And I'm surprised the Pirates may not be asking if Adrianza swung at that.
Well, if you swing at it and it hits you, it's a strike.
It is.
Take a look from the side as to whether or not that bat head went far enough, and that's debatable. That's close.
Well, enough to ask, right?
Yeah.
Blanco's probably pleased about this. He had no luck against Morton. As Clint Hurdle's going to make a move. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. Murph and Mack on KNBR 680, the sports leader. So there's your new pitcher, or there's your score, and there's your new pitcher.
Jared Hughes, the new pitcher for the Pirates. 60th time that he has come in. He's been a workhorse. He's a sinker slider guy, and you're going to see high velocity sink too. Low to mid 90s with sink, hard slider to change up. Just a year at Santa Clara, wound up at Long Beach State, California kid. All right, now he's ready. Big guy, 6'7", 245, big time sink.
High, 1 ball and no strikes. Blanco against Morton, 2 strikeouts and a ground ball. Here it's fouled down the left field line and out of play. Gregor Blanco in a spot to get the Giants on the board and maybe do more than that. They're 1-2.
So fastball changeup to get on top. 1-2.
Outside, 2-2.
Hard two-seamer. Try to get him to chase off the plate away. Good tease there. And he's got another pitch to work with here, 2-2. Jared Hughes, you don't really worry too much about him and his ability to throw strikes.
Wrapped to right. And that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 7th coming up, 4-0. Things speedy, oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Yusmeiro Petit, the new pitcher now for the Giants, 1-1 on the year with a 4.0 ERA. Petit has thrown 63 innings. He's allowed 59 hits. 44 strikeouts against 12 walks. 2 types of fastball. Good slider and changeup. Sink and cut the ball.
This will be the 4th inning in a row that Polanco has led off the inning. And that can make a difference. Polanco is 1 for 3. Here he takes a strike. On deck is Marte. And this is hit foul down the right field line and out of play.
Where is that thing?
It's in Grandma's lap, I guarantee it.
Yeah. There we go.
Told you.
Psyched.
In the dirt, blocked by Posey.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's your first foul ball.
No, are you kidding? She's got a bucket full at home.
All right, here we go. Hey, everybody, you got one of these? Yeah!
Oh, that kind of made my day too.
Oh, I love it.
Here's Marte. He's been on base 3 times. He's been on base 4 times. As he lines it to right field for a base hit. And that'll bring up McCutchen. McCutchen's hit 3 balls in the air and he's 0 for 3. So McCutchen stands in. Marte's got 1 steal already tonight. And it's low, 1 ball and no strikes. And a quick toss and back easily is Marte.
Marte is one of those runners that he thinks steal too. He's aggressive. He wants to go.
Wide, 2-0.
Petit pretty quick out of the stretch. That last unload time 1.24 seconds. And if you're 1.25 and below, you're doing your job.
So Petit, now he's got to come in.
You're right. He's worked himself into a get-it-in situation, and McCutchen will green light on a 3-0. I mean, that's his choice. He's earned the right. You look for a pitch, you look for a location. If a guy feeds what you're looking for, have at it. Ooh, close.
3 balls, no strikes. And it's a strike at the knees. 3-1.
Giants play McCutchen to the right side with Blanco and with Wallace, the right fielder. They pinch that gap. It's a pitch him away, play him away defense.
Foul back. Marte started to go, and it looked like he might have stumbled just a little bit.
Let's take a look. Breaks.
Looked like you in Chicago trying to stop on rollerblades.
And that did not end well.
Well, that was 15 years ago?
At least.
You can broadcast with a couple of broken ribs. It's not a problem.
Not a problem.
Three and 2. Marte goes. Swing and a miss. Posey's throw. Late.
Hey, nice job by Tomlinson keeping that tag on Marte. He got a pretty good jump. You don't always get a great jump on a 3-2 pitch because you have to make sure that he did leave the bag, didn't he?
Yeah, if he'd have kept it on him the whole time.
His foot comes off and then his glove came off just that one instant. I didn't see the break. If he keeps the glove on him, they get him out.
So here's Ramirez. I mean, now you should be instructed when you apply the tag, make it like Velcro. Put the tag on there. Just keep it on there.
Oh, that's close. He keeps it on. I mean, he did leave the bag in its entirety. And you talk about that all the time. You think the game's going to change eventually.
Absolutely. People aren't going to go in feet first anymore. There's a strike.
The pop-up slide at second base will go by way of the dinosaur.
Here you go.
I mean, the reason you do the pop-up slide to put yourself in position to take third should there be an errant throw.
So 1-2 now to Aramis Ramirez. And that little pop-up is going to reach the seats behind home plate.
Giants are gambling with their defense in the outfield. I mean, that's a big run at second base. They're coming in. Should there be a base hit, they want to make a play at second base. And they know they have to play it short because of the speed of Marte. But in playing shallow, it definitely exposes them deep. And Ramirez has power.
And Petit strikes out the side. 8th inning coming up. It's Duffy to lead things off.
For athletes is this Sunday, August 23rd. You can register right now before the race sells out for the 5th time in a row at giantrace.com. Race includes a half marathon, 10K, 5K, kids race, and a family relay. All participants receive a 100-pence bobblehead, a t-shirt, and a medal modeled after the 2014 World Series Championship ring. Go to giantrace.com. Check it out.
Here's Duffy, who takes a strike. Duffy with a swing and a miss. 1 for 3 tonight. A base hit in the 3rd inning.
A couple of dirtbags going at each other. Duffy, Hughes, both products of the Long Beach State baseball program. Tony Watson, setup man for the Pirates, getting loose now. That's got to be one of the greatest names for a college baseball team.
On the ground, knocked down by Alvarez. He'll recover, and Duffy is out at first base. I think it's a great name. So only the baseball team is called the Dirtbags?
Well, they started it. It was the Jumpies era at Long Beach State, as you see. Alvarez kind of wrestling it down, a little underhand flip up above the belt where it needs to be. And that year, Long Beach State played on a field that was bald. The infield was bald. There was no grass. And it was, they called themselves the Dirtbags. It stuck. And they started putting it on their hat, started putting it across their chest.
What's the basketball team? Are they the Dirtbags?
Well, I think they're the 49ers. But baseball team, different deal.
I got you. So that's kind of unique.
Yeah.
Just decide that you just don't want to be called what your school calls the other sports. Belt gets one up the middle, and it gets past the diving Walker. So Belt, that may be the first time he's hit one actually through the overshift.
He just asked for the ball.
And that'll bring up Buster Posey.
Let's take a look at it. Hard ground ball just to the right of Neil Walker, who tried a little backhander on a dive. Yeah, that's going to feel pretty good. Giants need to make some noise right now. This is their chance.
Posey's pointing at something, saying, "Hey, it wasn't me." So Belt at first with one out. And strike, and it's 0-1.
Generous strike right there. I have not really seen many questionable calls tonight in Toby Basner's strike zone. It's been a good one. And if you're Jared Hughes, you go get right after that same location.
Crawford to follow. Posey wraps it foul. It's now 1-2, or make it, 1-2.
Now you take a look at the scoreboard. It had footage. It looked like it had Buster Posey up there, and I think it caught his eye.
On the ground to third. Ramirez will get the one out. Posey will reach on the fielder's choice.
When a hitter gets in the batter's box, you cannot have live footage going on the big screen like you see now. You can't do that. It has to be something that isn't a distraction to a hitter, and live footage is.
That is an observation. Not an accusation by my partner.
Yes.
Let's make that perfectly clear.
Watch the short step he takes right at the end. Yep, there's the short step. He had to touch the base, run all that way. It's an important part of it.
So here's Crawford. And Crawford drives one into left field, but there waiting is Marte, and that's going to end the inning. So Hughes really not fooling anybody, but he does get out of the inning. And now we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-0 Pirates.
Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted. Presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 4-0 lead for the Pittsburgh Pirates. As Jung Ho Gong leads things off. He's got a couple of hits to right field.
Yeah. See why he's hit 288 with that approach to right field.
Pete's pretty sharp right now. He struck out the side in the 7th.
It's a real good breaking ball tonight. A nice field with the corners.
Foul back.
A lot of moving parts in the lower body of Gong, but he gets it down in time, and that's the important thing. When you've got a big high leg hitch like he has, you've got to get that foot down early.
Gong has one of the hits with runners in scoring position for the Pirates. Pirates are 2 for 5. Giants are 0 for 6. Swing in the middle.
Right above the hands.
Well, Toyota Sportsnet Central after Giants postgame live right here on CSN Bay Area. Reaction to this game? Everybody's going to talk about Marlon Byrd and the 49ers and Raiders. We'll get camp reports. So here's Walker, who homered in the 6th inning. You get it to the right spot. You get it to right field. You get it up. You got a shot for it to go. Just ask Brandon Crawford from last year.
Well, down and in. I mean, that is the happy zone. And he bends that front knee, goes down and gets it. And this is way up. That is the live part of the yard. Hitting it out to left field, different deal. Right field, you get carry, and it's a short porch. But I think the one he hit there would have gone out anywhere. That may have been a water shot back in San Francisco.
Knocked down by Posey on the foul tip. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good changeup. I mean, everything he's got going right now is working for him. Changeup, slider, fastball. He's 2-seaming and 4-seaming. Got a good rhythm going.
Two and 2. Very close in a full count. Lined into center field. It'll be a base hit.
Yeah, it's a get-it-in situation, but the last thing they wanted to do was drop it down an inning. I mean, that is his sweet spot.
Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. Get highlights, reaction analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. And as they announce it here, Pedro Alvarez.
You know, if you're the PA announcer, I mean, you can play with a name.
Yeah. And the pitch. Alvarez bounces it to Tomlinson, and that's a double play. So Alvarez goes 4-6-3, and that's going to end the inning. 9th inning coming up. Alvarez.
By Honda, we think that the starter for the Pirates tonight, Charlie Morton, would be that gentleman. I mean, he was outstanding. 6 2/3 shutout innings, a couple of walks, 8 strikeouts. That nice combination of fastball and curveball. The Giants just could not do much with him. So Charlie Morton, you are our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
The pitcher now for the Pirates will be Tony Watson. I mean, he's their setup guy. Left-hander coming into his 57th game of the year. 52 strikeouts at 55 1/3. Quality arm. You're going to see a good fastball, mid-90s with a hard slider, change-up. Got a little bit of a difference to his delivery. Kind of deceptive little crossover step.
And Aoki greets him with a base hit down the left field line. See, Sean Rodriguez is now at first. Aoki hit that past his old teammate, and when it got past him, Ramirez looked disgusted, like he should have known that that's where Aoki was going to hit it.
It's like he's playing pepper with him.
Like, really? He did that to me? So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson singled in the 7th. Wallace to follow. Down the right field line, that'll be out of play. It's nothing in 2. So the Giants need a couple of more base runners to get that tying run to the plate. I might see Bumgarner in this game. You never know. And tight. 1 and 2.
Bumgarner, who's going to be the starting pitcher for the Giants tomorrow. Still, you might see him as a pinch hitter tonight.
Inside 2 and 2.
Not by much. Watson walked off the mound and followed that one a little bit. He wanted it. Ryan Lawless on deck. His at bats have been very good tonight.
Double play ball. Not in time as Tomlinson beat it out. He can run. You had to.
The Pirates are going to ask for some time so they can review it in their clubhouse. You're right. He's got good legs. I mean, this from the right side. We've had him at 4-second pretty consistently coming out of the box on the right side. That's moving.
No, I don't think Gong really sped things up like you should. So here's Maxwell. Inside to Maxwell with Susak now on deck.
Change up. Such a weapon when you have a little deception in your delivery, as Watson does. You're throwing mid-90s. If you have the same arm action and you're coming back with 84-mile-an-hour changeup, it's just a rough combination. Get your timing if you're in that batter's box.
And that's out of play.
You come back and paint the outside corner at the knees in 94. And you can see why the Pirates like Watson in these late inning situations. out.
So here's Susak. So Susak's coming up with 2 outs. And the pitch is inside to Susak. Susak hitting at 235.
Nice catch a break there. That could have been called a strike. Again, the fastball changeup combination.
Three and 0. And a strike, 3 and 1. Three and 2. So now Tomlinson, who's at first, he'll kick off. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he walked him.
Giants hanging in there.
Not an easy pitch to take. So here's Blanco.
Well, with that walk there, man, he's going to have to get some more activity in that Pirate bullpen. Mark Melanson is the closer. He's not up yet, but they're stretching out down there. Blanco trying to keep it alive.
Cervelli ought to have a word with Watson.
So Joaquin Soria and not Melanson is getting up. Giants would love to get him in the game.
Well, Blanco can do that. He's 0 for 4. He did hit a rocket to right field that was caught by Polanco. One ball and no strikes.
Watson again wanted that strike. It would have been a pitcher strike had he have gotten it.
And that's rolled foul to even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tomlinson is at second. Susak at first. On the ground, and this should do it. Walker's got it, and that's the ball game. So game 1 in this 4-game series goes to the Pirates, and what the Giants ran into tonight was a red-hot Charlie Morton.
That's 4 games now. The Giants have not been able to do much with the Pirates. Remember, they got swept back in San Francisco, and they take game 1 of this 4-game series. But you're right. It was all Charlie Morton tonight. He was exceptional. And in the end, they could not figure him out.
Final score here in Pittsburgh at PNC Park. Pirates 4, Giants nothing. Stay tuned. He sure is. Giants